Hello Mark and Susan.
Hello, good morning.
Hi. We are both yacht skippers with Halcyon International Yacht Deliveries, and we do a number of yacht deliveries, and we quite often get asked, what's our season looking like? What exciting trips have we got on? So we thought we'd make a little video about a couple of trips we've got coming up and what we do through the summer. We've got a pretty exciting year coming up. Well, the first job we've got is coming up pretty quickly. It's in April the 16th, and we're flying out to Antigua. We're taking a beautiful Rustler 42 back across the North Atlantic. The owner took it to the Caribbean in the Ark and had a bit of the winter there in the Caribbean, and he's employed us as an owner assist job to bring it back across the North Atlantic. It's a beautiful boat. Rustler 42 is one of our favourites. We've sailed a few, very fortunately, and this one's a real special one. It's called Westwood. It was commissioned in 2021, and the owner's been very specific about how he wanted the boat built. He's changed the internal layout. It was the first boat to have a carbon rig. The engine charging system has all been changed. He reduced the number of heads down to one. It's got some great things on it, great water maker, washing machine, and it's a really high-spec Rustler 42, which is a very exciting boat to sail across the North Atlantic, that's for sure. So we're going to go and help him in April. What's the route we're going to take?
So we're joining the boat in Antigua in Jolly Harbour, which is on the western side of Antigua, and then we're sailing up to Bermuda. It's about 1,000 nautical miles. It's going to take us, give or take, 7 days. Then we'll reprovision there and then sail across to the Azores. Again, about 2,000 miles, so another couple of weeks, all being well. And we're going to be leaving the boat in the Azores, and then the owner's going to sail single-handed back to the UK.
Yeah, it's quite a difficult passage coming back. It's a lot easier going down the trade winds on the Ark, but coming back, you can sail directly to the Azores, try and get over the high pressure of the Azores High if it's formed at that time of year. It does take a while to form sometimes. We found a better route is to go up to Bermuda. It's 300 or 400 miles more, but to get up to Bermuda, and then you've got a great staging post to look at the weather. And the weather can be really quite tricky because you've got the low pressure systems that come down from the north, from the pole up in the north. You've got that cold air that is coming down and mixing with the warm air from the tropical latitudes and the equator that come up. So it's a real mixed bag. Bermuda's a great staging post. And last year when we were there were quite a few boats just sitting there and waiting, looking at the weather. And it's a case of riding the low pressures back. You have to watch where they're coming, get on the front of them, head south as they push south down into the high pressure, and then as they come through, head a little bit north and south, and it's a tricky passage, which is going to be very exciting. The boat's absolutely fantastic, and we're really happy to be sailing on a Rustler 42.
So when we get back from the Atlantic, we've got maybe 10 days before we go into our next job. And this is a job that's very close to my heart. It's a charity that I work with called Blythe Tall Ship, and they own a tall ship that is called the Williams II, and it runs out of Blythe in Northumberland. It is staffed all by volunteer crews. Mark and I co-skipper her, and we've got 6 weeks where we'll be doing a variety of day sails, overnight sails, and a couple of week-long sails as well. And people come from all over the place, from all different backgrounds, and they're drawn together on this wonderful boat, and we sail up and down the coast with the emphasis being on sailing rather than putting the motor on with a destination that we need to get to. And it's great fun, and it's very, very different. And the charity's ethos really are all to do with well-being, boat building skills and community, all housed around this one vessel, and all the workshops and all the other interesting projects that go on around it.
Yeah, it's a very different boat to sail. You haven't got any push-button sailing like some boats we're going to sail this year. We have to haul all the sails ourselves, or we get other people to do it. But yeah, it takes there's 15 people on board, 5 crew, 10 guests, and it really does take an awful lot of effort to get the sails up. She's gaff rigged, twin-masted, 3 headsails, and a lot of work, a lot of team, a lot of communication. But it's good fun. And as Susan said, we're focusing on sailing this year. We've been around Britain last year in her. But this year we're really looking at sailing the boat and getting out and having some nice, good sails and getting her going. So
Yeah,
that should be fun. I'm
definitely.
really looking forward to that.
Yeah.
So after the Williams, we've got a very exciting job. We've very fortunately been asked to take the new Hallberg Rassy 69, the largest Hallberg Rassy and their flagship, to the Cannes boat show. It's an extremely exciting opportunity. Just an incredible boat, very, very big, nearly 6 meters in the beam and 72 foot overall, with a huge big carbon rig, all push button sailing. As the Hallberg Rassy 50 was. It's got one floor level inside the cabin, 3 big doubles, huge big saloon, big galley. It's a beautiful boat down inside and very, very impressive. It carries 2,300 litres of diesel, 1,900 litres of water. It's got a 300 horsepower Volvo engine, which is good in a Hallberg Rassy now, and just looks absolutely beautiful. And it's quick. The first reports of it sailing are sailing at 14 knots on a beam reach with 22 knots of breeze. So we're very excited about that and very privileged to be asked to sail it.
Picking the boat up in Kiel, so we'll be going through the Kiel Canal, off into the Elbe, down the North Sea and along to the Channel. Probably have a stop off at Roscoff before we head across Biscay to A Coruña, and then from A Coruña down the coast of Portugal, Spain to Gibraltar, through the Straits, and then through the Mediterranean down to the south of France and Cannes.
That's a very, very exciting trip, and I really can't wait to get this boat sailing. It's going to be pretty awesome. I'm hoping it's going to be too fast for the orcas when we go through the Gibraltar Straits. And the most amazing thing, we get to bring it back as well after the show. We've got a couple of weeks off, we'll come home, and then we get it to take it all the way back up to Elos, up to the workshops in Sweden, and back to Hallberg Rassy. So that's going to really be a great trip. 2,500 miles there, 3,000 miles back. Plenty of weeks of sailing, and we're very fortunate to do it. Really looking forward to that. Yeah, great summer season. We're very fortunate.